Alright guys, Taco Panda, and it has been a while since I've done a deck profile. You guys have been waiting patiently, and I have updated my Galaxy deck, my main deck of course, and it is just beautiful. I love Primal Origin. It was one of my favorite sets of all time. I'm still bummed that Galaxy Soldier and Cloud Dragon and Transmigration didn't come out, because that would have made this deck like stupidly overpowered, but hopefully they come out in future sets and are not OCG exclusives, because that would just crush me. I'm going to be talking a little bit for like a minute or two, so if you want to just skip that straight into the deck profile, go ahead. But anyway, recently I've been pretty busy. I've been going to a lot of card shops, local tournaments, stuff like that. I've entered about, I want to say 5 or 6 tournaments. Five tournaments. I've entered 3 of them with Exodia and 2 of them with my Galaxy deck. The first 3 with Exodia, of course, because I was still missing a few cards with my Galaxy deck, but then I got them and then it was beautiful. Anyway, when I entered with Exodia, I would win the first 2 rounds, and just to see people's faces when you get all the pieces of Exodia is just hilarious. The main reason I built Exodia is because it's kind of a troll deck, and I don't go for the FTK or OTK Quasar build or Dark World build, none of that. I have my own like stall build, because it gets them more frustrated when they lose, because you negate all of their attacks and you just keep drawing and they can't do anything about it. That's my favorite. That's the best part of using Exodia. But I would always lose around semifinals, because I would win about the first round, the first game of course, but then once it gets to the second match, they would side like MSTs, wiretaps, mind crushes, just side deck like everything, just so they can help them take out Exodia. And you know, Exodia can only take you so far before people start siding things that will destroy you. I actually got debunked and then destroyed, and I did not appreciate that, but whatever. I made the semis. I almost won. And then with Galaxies, I entered 2 tournaments. I did make it to semis once with the Galaxies, and I won against Medolches, and until I went against that Medolche deck, at least, I did not realize how extremely overpowered and broken Medolches were. They were just summoning like crazy, and it was ridiculous. They summon quicker than Harpies and anything, and it's a really expensive deck to make, and their effects are so stupid. I wanted to shoot myself playing it, but I lost, whatever. I won one of the matches. I just overpowered him with Prime Dragon and just like destroyed his face. And then I actually went to finals the next tournament with Galaxies. And then I went against Insectors, and they were just popping like everything, and I didn't really have a defense, and then I got a funky hand, but I put up a good fight, but didn't really win. And also, one more thing, because I want to wrap this up and get into the deck build. Don't want to make this video too long for you guys, but I'm getting pretty close to 50 subscribers, and when I do hit that 50 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a pack giveaway. I'm going to be giving out about 10 packs to the winner of this contest. I'm going to be posting that video in about a week or 2. All you're going to need to do is subscribe and comment below, and then that'll enter your chances to win the 10 packs of Primal Origin. Alright guys, on to the updated Galaxy deck profile 2014 Primal Origin support. Dun 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 dun! Hope you guys enjoy. I put a lot of work into this deck. This is by far my favorite deck that I've ever made. Well, for you guys. First off, 3 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons Ghost Rare. I know you guys seen these before in my previous build of them. I continue to run 3. I refuse to run 2. People say only run 2 and they can lead to dead draws and stuff like that, but no. You need to run 3. They're too beautiful. Even if you don't overlay with them, their effects alone are already overpowered and can hold out against any Xyz monster, really. Next, 3 Galaxy Knights. Another quick way to bring out Galaxy Eyes. Basically, if you don't know what he does, pretty much if there's a Galaxy or Photon monster on the field, you can normal summon him without tributing. His effect activates. He'll lose 1,000 attack points for the turn. Small price to pay. You can special summon a Galaxy Eyes from your graveyard and overlay from there. Oh, and if you guys didn't know, which you probably obviously don't, today is my birthday. So I got a lot of these cards for free, actually, from my good provider at my shop. And a couple friends who gave me some good cards from this deck, and I really appreciated that, and you know, just wanted to make a little shout out to them. 3 Galaxy Wizards. This is another great card with 2 effects. I love him so much. Whenever I draw into him, it's like it saves my life, because you can do so much with him. Pretty much, he has 2 effects. One, Once per turn, he can become level 8, so that can help you overlay. Or if you don't want to do that, you can tribute him and search your deck for any Galaxy card. It doesn't have to be a monster. It doesn't have to be Spell Trap. As long as it's a Galaxy card, you can add it to your hand. And that just opens so many possibilities. Next. 3 Galaxy Mirror Sages. Most people don't like this card because he's pretty much just defense, but I do enjoy him. He does help a little bit. I do run 3 because they do help at times. When I was in a tournament, I was low on life points and I wasn't exactly doing so well. And I drew into him, I set him, and it was near the end of the duel. I only had like, I think 10 or 15 cards left in my deck. I went through most of my support already, so when he was flipped, I gained like 5,000 life points, and that made me survive the turn. And next turn, I managed to bring out Neo and actually won the duel. So he does help a lot, and I highly recommend him. But you know, you guys don't like it, you can switch him out to whatever you want. Next, we have 2 Galaxy Tyrannos. Hopefully I said that right. This is a cool rare card. I wish he came super rare at least, because you know it doesn't feel right having him rare, but oh well. Basically, this guy's cool because what he does, say your Galaxy monster is being attacked, you can special summon him onto the field and then overlay during your opponent's turn. This comes in handy usually when I bring back a monster with Galaxy Zero and say they MST it. Since Galaxy Zero is no longer attached to him, his attack points will go down to 0. And they can just attack him with any monster then. So just bring him out, overlay, and then their attacking monster will have to attack what you overlaid. If you bring out something like Prime Dragon, they're going to take a pretty heavy amount of damage because usually they won't attack it with such a strong monster. So that's 0. One of my personal favorites. Next. 2 Photon Thrashers. Unfortunately, I already said this, but Galaxy Soldier did not come out. But once he does come out, these are gonna be gone because they're just so much better. But you know, he's not here yet, so they still work fairly well. They're still relevant. They still help this deck a bit. And if you have the Thrashers, you gotta have the Crushers. Pretty decent. It's a simple card in the deck, just 2,000 attack, 0 defense. If I would have to substitute this card with any other, I would probably say Alexandrite Dragon because it's basically the same thing, light, level 4. But the only reason I have him instead is for Lord Galaxian because it does require 2 level 4 Photon monsters. So he's alright. I don't really attack with him, but if I have to, I will. And the one Honest because it's a light deck and you have to. Scoot all that back a bit so you can see the rest of it. Then we have 3 Galaxy Zeros. In my old deck, I ran 2 of these, but I found it better to run 3 because you do send a lot of monsters to the graveyard, and it's good to keep bringing them out and recycling those resources and keep overlaying. It's better for me. If you want to run 2, that's fine, but I highly recommend running 3. 2 Galaxy Expeditions. I tried running 3, but I found myself getting into dead draws with these, like when I wouldn't have a level 5, I just have ranks on the field, and I'm like, I could put something better in there, and 2's good. 2's good. 3's a little dead for me. I don't like it too much. 2 Galactic Charities. I love this card, especially you open up with it. The only downside to this though is that your opponent only takes half the damage they would this turn, but it's okay if they like Threatening Roar or something like that because it doesn't matter. What this card does, if you control a Galaxy Xyz monster, you could just discard 1 card and then draw 2, but your opponents only takes half the damage they would normally. That's the only downside, but it's still an amazing card, I'd say. 3, no. 2, perfect. 2 trade-ins. I reduced it from 3 to 2 because there's more stuff in here, like Galactic Charity. It also helps you draw, so I tried running 3, of course, but I like 2 better. You can run 3 if you want, because you do run a lot of level 8s in here. Set that down. Of course. 2 MSTs, you can run 3 of course. I always run 2. I don't like running 3 no matter what the deck. I don't know, if you run 3, that also clogs up a spot for another card that you could use, but 2 is always the best for me. That's just me, of course. And the next card is beautiful. Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. This is like one of my favorite cards of Primal Origin because it's just the best rank up card ever. Basically, the downside to it though, if you draw into it in your first turn, it's useless because you wouldn't be able to activate it. Because this card can only activate during your normal draw phase. You reveal it to your opponent, Then you can activate it, special summon from your extra deck a number Xyz monster that's over 100. So I go for Tachyon, and then you can Chaos Evolution it. So if you draw into this, you automatically have a Chaos Tachyon on the field, and that guy is just so amazingly overpowered. This is a pretty expensive card though. I bought it for like 12. I'm pretty sure it went down a bit. I think it's like 10 right now. Still, I would buy it right now before the price goes back up. One Dark Hole. I decided to run it because why not? I've said in our previous videos I don't like this because it's kind of a coward card, or whatever. But you know, whatever. I'm running it now. Call me a hypocrite, but I'm running it. One Photon Sanctuary. I still run it. I mean, until Tachyon Transmigration comes out, I'm like, why not? Just put this in here. It still does work. It still helps. Brings out Galaxy Eye. If I draw this at Galaxy Eyes in my first hand, automatic Galaxy Eyes, and I can still normal summon afterwards. After that, another great card. Move my camera a bit. There you go. One Photon Veil. This is a little cool card that I never even knew existed until I found it. Let me read it to you. Shuffle 3 light monsters from your hand into your deck. Then add 1 level 3 or add up to 3 level 4 or lower light monsters from your deck to the hand. If you add 2 or more monsters, they must have the same name. So you can easily bring out Wizards or Mirror Sages or Thrashers or Crushers with this easily. I usually go for the Wizards because you can do so much with the Wizards. It's like unlimited. Moving on to traps. I don't run too many traps, but I don't feel the need. Like when I'm dueling, I'm like, oh man, I need some traps now. I always have 1 or 2 down, and I never feel the shortage of them. 2 Mirror Forces. Pretty mandatory. 1 Compulsory. Stack them up right there. The 1 Solemn Warning. And this next trap card's amazing. The last trap card, actually. 2 Tachyon Chaos Souls. Such a broken card, in my opinion. I won't be surprised this gets banned. I'll be sad if it gets banned because it's so good. What it does, if a Galaxy Xyz monster on your field is destroyed, regardless of battle, effect, whatever, as long as it's destroyed, you can activate this. You can destroy all of your opponent's face-up cards, and then at the end of your turn, not the end of your turn, but at your next draw phase, instead of conducting your normal draw phase, banish this card from your graveyard and special summon a Galaxy Xyz from your graveyard in attack position. It's amazing. So pretty much, if they take out your Galaxy Xyz monster, you're gonna take out their whole field basically. Just shove that back there because I'm a messy person. Moving on to extra deck, which I extremely powered up since the last deck review. Get that out of sight. So see Ghost Rider there. All right. The 1 Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. I got this for my birthday today. My good friend gave it to me for free. Just amazing card. The only downside is 3 level 8s, but with this deck it doesn't matter because you'll find yourself with more than 3 level 8s on the field that time, and you're like, oh, I'll just go for Neo. And this card, the second he hits the field, he just like EMPs everything. All your opponent's face-up cards are negated, and if they have an Xyz material, you can remove 1 Xyz material from this card, take all their Xyz material, and then all the materials you took, he can attack that many times per turn. So if you take 2 or 3, he can attack 2 or 3 times that turn. He's just amazing. Only 1 though, because 2 is just like ridiculous. He's pretty expensive too, like 15-17 bucks, but whatever. 2 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. This card is amazing. I love opening up with him. Even his effect is once during the battle phase you can use an overlay unit, and he gains attack points times 200 times the rank of all the combined on the field. So if he's on the field by himself, that's already 8 ranks, so that's 1600 he gains. So he'll be at 56 by himself. And if you have 2 level 8s, he's at 72, and you can just OTK with him so easily. He's amazing. 3 is overkill. I feel 2 is just right, and he has a secondary effect too. Before I forget, if he has Galaxy Eyes as a Xyz material, what he does is that when they do destroy him, he'll come back 2 turns later with 8,000 attack points. That's just amazing. I usually forget to bring him out though. Like it'll be like 6 turns later. I'll be like, oh, I was supposed to bring him back. Oh well. 1 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, ultra rare. Pretty much, I save it. There's times where I do want to bring him out, but I usually wait until I draw into the 7th world so I can bring him out and then Chaos Evolution him. It's just easier and a little more beneficial. I'm thinking of running 2, but for now it's just 1. Set that back there. 1 Chaos 107 Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. This guy is a monster. Let's read it, shall we? Once per turn, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card. Until the end of this turn, negate the effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or card effects. If this card has number 107 Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon as an Xyz material, it gains this effect. You can tribute 2 monsters. This card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. That is crazy. It's not as good as Neo though, because this one can only attack monsters. That one can attack just 3 times in a row. Boom, 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 game. This guy can only attack monsters, but it's kind of like a more nerfed version of Neo, but it's still good, and it's in my opinion, it's easier to bring out because you just need to draw into 7th world and you automatically have it on the field. 1 Felgrand. I got this for my birthday too. Well, not for free. I got a discount on it. I got it for 18, which is an amazing price. Love this guy so much. I mean, his effect, you can target either him, make him invincible, or target something, any other card and negate its effect. What I did was, when I was going against Madoltres or whatever, I forgot what Madoltre was. It was rank 3 that targets 2 Madoltres, and then you can send 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field back to the deck. I had to negate it because that was just too overpowered and stupid. So, well, I eventually ran out of overlay units for him and ended up losing. But still, just appreciate this amazing card right here. I love. He's perfect for this deck. 1 Sun Dragon. 2 level 8s. Basically what this does, you can use an overlay unit, discard as many monsters from your hand or tribute as much from your field as possible, and then destroy that many on your opponent's side of the field. I like comboing this with Photon Sanctuary and then distributing the 2 tokens and popping 2 cards, or just if I'm really desperate, I'll just get rid of my whole field and hand except for him and then just try pushing for game. I have done that before and it does work from time to time. Excuse me. 1 Dragulon, just because he does work at times with 2 Galaxy Eyes, and then his effect you can bring out another one. And if you're going against dragons, it does help using him too. I rarely go against dragons because I feel like dragons are gonna die soon. They just refuse to die, but eventually, why not? For our last level 8, 1 Gimmick Puppet of Strings. This guy can nuke the field if you play carefully. Because when he's summoned, or not when he's summoned, but once per turn, you can put you can use 1 overlay unit and all face-up monsters, even on your side of the field. So use them cautiously. Gain a string counter, and at the end of the turn, all monsters with string counter are destroyed. So you can nuke your opponent's field fairly easily with this guy, but you can't kill you too. So you need to watch him out. I got him for like $1, so I was like, oh, why not? He's pretty good. 1 Lord Galaxian for the level 4s. The only way I'll use him if I special Thrasher and then go for a normal Crusher. His ability is I can use 1 overlay unit, special summon a Galaxy Eyes from my hand, or use 2 and special summon 1 from my deck. Love this guy so much, he's amazing. I'm also gonna add a Star Leech Poly Dynamo. I had one at one point and I sold it and I regret it and I'm sad because of it, but okay, it's whatever, I'll get it back. And for the last level 4, 1 Photon Papillon Operative, because this is a good card too. If your opponent has a hardcore defense, just like switch him to attack mode, and then if you have Prime Dragon on the field, just a ridiculous amount of attack points, and then the battle damage alone could kill your opponent. And that is it for the extra deck. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck build. I put a lot of work into it. This is all for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, comment below on what you think. And before I end this up, one last reminder. Once I hit 50 subscribers, I will be doing that pack giveaway. So don't forget to subscribe so you can get your chance to enter as well. And I will see you later.